run away. You've been in this town now for it took you a long time to get here. It took you probably 6 months to get through the marsh and everything. I'm going to quick show you the map of the world so that you can see. Actually, let me make sure it's on the right screen for that to happen. Ha! Okay, there we go. Now share screen. I don't have my extra monitor today because I'm traveling. Um, so I am, we'll see how well I do with all of this. Okay, so this is the map of the world. Miscula's Tower is right here. So that was, and your family lived in the town that is, the, it's buried
Now
now.
engulfed.
It's now engulfed, as the whole world will be soon if something isn't done.
Uh-oh.
Um, Up here there's ruins, down here there's ruins, out here there's ruins. Miscula chose this peninsula because it's so separate from the rest of the world. Starting right here, this is a marsh called the Pathless. It's very hard to get through. Um, and then it goes into mountains, very steep mountains that get you into the mainland. So most of the trade and things that are done here go off of, there's some big cities right on the ocean that it's shipping. So it's a very nautical, very fishing type of society. Um, the little town of Figge down here, it's a little fishing community. So you came from here, and it's normally about a 4-day, 5-day travel, but you're lost. You don't know where you're going. You wandered around and kind of trying to hide, kept to the marshes as opposed to the roads, which led you down to the ruins where it was kind of scary, and then up through these ruins of what looked like an ancient, some sort of a, not a citadel, not a warrior-like place, but more like a coliseum or a college kind of a thing. And you eventually made your way to this little town called Figge. And in Figge, this little fishing and farming community, they're right at the edge of the pathless and on the other side of the ruins. So they're kind of tucked in between all of those things, so they don't get a lot of people going through. You'll get the nomads that come down through the mountains into the pathless from the mountain communities up here, the first city and some of those. Bloodsend is a city of marauders that's right out in the pathless. So Miskila chose this specifically so that he could have secrecy. He's been alive for, according to what your family said, he's just always been there. He's been alive for generations, just as himself. They don't know how, they don't know why. It's just something the alchemages, the bigger ones, can do. Um, Now that you've seen what they do, you have a suspicion you know how, but he clearly chose this place because he wanted privacy for his experiments. Um, and what you're going to find out is what created this is an experiment that's gone wrong. But you made your way to Figge, this little kind of very private uh, community. And by the time that you got there as this 18-year-old who'd been nobility, you didn't know how to take care of yourself. You were bone thin. You were probably very near death. But that's where you got to find out the quality of your character, that you're a fighter, that you're not compromising yourself. That's why you ran. You said, no, I'm not going to compromise, not even for power. Screw that. And I'm going to go through the marshes and I'm going to go through that. And you realize that you were a fighter. You were not somebody who was just going to give in to
She's
things.
alive to spite him.
Despite him, exactly, exactly. Um, and so
Anger drew her.
drew her there. There you go.
Yes.
And so then, when they found you, just they were actually not the fishermen. The ones that found you, you had actually collapsed nearer to the ruins. Um, because you'd been very lost. You'd been going in circles. I mean, marshes are, there's a reason in all of the books, like the Lord of the Rings and stuff, the marshes
Yeah.
are
And
so
she has
dangerous
no survival skills at all.
whatsoever, or didn't then.
Yeah.
Um, so when they found you, these were the actually the crab trappers that would be in the lowland marsh stuff, and they'd found that because of some of the detritus that had been left from the old ruins, it left a lot of nice nooks and crannies for the crabs, and so that's where they would come and do a lot of their trapping. And they found you, and they took you back to the village, um, which took you in and healed you. And but because it's a working village, nobody gets a free ride. There's no nobility there. The village elder is actually just a fisherman, who goes out and fishes too, kind of an older gentleman. Um, and so they put you to work, and you didn't know what you could do, so you tried different things, and whatever it is that you and your character chose as your final occupation was finally what you said on. It's like, oh, I can do that. I can do that in this little community. And so you made yourself a spot in this community. And of course, all because it's such an isolated community, beautiful young women are in scarce supply. So every single boy in the village has declared his love at some point or other, and some of the girls. Um, but
I think
you,
she's a teacher. I think
y-
we sort of
yeah, that
decided
you
that she
decided to
was,
teach. It's like, okay. They're
yeah.
like, well, can you cook? No, you can't cook.
No.
Can you sew? No, you
Mm.
can't sew. And then you saw the village elder had a book, and you're like, oh, hey, you've got that book. And they're like, oh, we don't know what that was is because none of us can read because we're
Well,
so
I'll teach
isolated.
them to read.
And so
Yes.
you started, and that's how it started. Started teaching reading and then mathematics,
Hmm.
and then you started to find a couple of them had a little bit of magical ability, and so then you started a little bit of magical theory that was not anything deep, because the deep stuff that you learned was all for the alchemages, not for sorcery or regular magic.
That's not
Uh,
something she wants to teach anyone.
no, exactly. When
And
you
in
don't
fact,
know
she
that
needs to
much,
learn. She needs to learn a lot more because she was only taught up to a point,
up to
right?
a point, exactly. And so that's what you've been doing for the last 7 years, and it's lonely. It was lonely. It was a little isolated, but you started to realize that being a noble was actually a lot more isolating than being part of this little, the kind of a village that your parents would have absolutely looked down on as the lowest of the low. Everybody's working class. Everybody has got rough hands. Everybody wears darned clothing, and you do too. Um, but because you are the smart one, and that's what they call you, the smart one, um, and who's with all the book learning, that they started coming to you with problems sometimes, and you realize that when it came to things like common sense stuff, they could figure it out just fine. But when it came to things, puzzles, like how do I fix this thing, your your high intelligence just really helped with that. So you've been here for about 7 years. You know everybody in the town. They all know you. Um, of course, there's always the gossips, and there's the people you don't like, and the people you do like, just like every small town. Um, but that's also part of its charm. And then
Yeah, at least the
one
people that
night,
she doesn't like or that don't like her don't try to kill her.
yeah, and then
There's a difference.
about 4 nights ago, um, maybe 5 nights ago, it was weird. It was night and it was quiet, and too quiet. The birds, and the marsh crickets and stuff. The town's on a dry patch because it's a good sized town, and it's got a little wall around it, a little reed built wall to keep predators and things out. Um, so the fact that it's quiet inside the wall is weird. Normally, there would always be something making noise at night. In fact, that's how you fell asleep, is that was those familiar noises, and that fact that they're not there, you can't sleep tonight. Um, but it's just a little too quiet. What do you do?
Well, she's clearly not sleeping.
Hmm.
So she's going to get up and put a robe on and get some slippers on and go look outside.
Okay. You go and you look outside. Are you being kind of quiet or are you just like, what's going on? You know?
She's not going, she's not stomping around,
Yeah.
but she's in her house, whatever her dwelling is. I don't know.
It's a cute little hut. You've actually made it
Okay.
quite nice. And you found some shiny sea stones and pieces of the ruins that are nearby were made out of this beautiful marble. And there's, some of them that were shaped kind of cool that you've made some things out of. And, it's comfortable. And
Okay.
that you've got warm blankets they traded you for teaching to read, that you've got food and eggs, a nice little tea kettle over your fire. It's just a beautiful warm, but it's not big.
Oh,
It's
that's
just a small
fine.
little hut.
She doesn't need a lot.
Exactly, exactly. It's so different, but it
Mm,
feels normal now. This. But as you're looking outside and you say that, and there's not a response, but you see something, and you just get, how when there's something wrong, you just get that cold feeling like, don't look at me, there's something wrong.
hmm.
You get that feeling.
That's not a feeling she's had for 7 years.
Hmm.
Where is the headman's hut?
It's on the opposite side of town. You're actually just a little bit outside of town.
Okay.
Um, and you see, and this is where we're going to end it tonight,
Okay.
because other people are getting ready to come in. You see a wagon and a number of shadowy figures that look human surrounding the wagon from the silhouettes that you're getting from the fairly bright moon there. You can see that they're armed, and they come into town and are met by somebody that looks familiarly like the headmaster who gestures them in and takes them to a barn.
Hmm.
Or not a barn, but a big kind of a warehouse looking area. And they go in and it closes and everything gets quiet again. And for the next 4 days, you hear nothing about them, but there are extra people in the town and comings and goings.
Okay.
Okay? It's all very odd because the headmaster doesn't say anything to anybody, but everybody seems a little quiet and kind of upset. Hi! Hi there! Um, Welcome back. Now, tonight we are going to be doing our Dark Light campaign, our original spooky campaign. And since it's been a little while since we've run that one, I'm going to give everybody a little quick update. My very fast talking. When last we left our intrepid party, they were following the wagon that had contained the rescued components in it, and a few of the rebellion people that had been taken prisoner by the Alchemage's armies. And they had been ambushed by an Alchemage. It's their first time fighting one of those, and just a handful of her mercenaries. They managed to defeat her pretty handily and kill off all the mercenaries but one. That one they talked to about what was going on with the Alchemages and ultimately let him go because he seemed like he was just a guy that was kind of trapped in serving them. And they warned him about the miasma and told him to go tell the Alchemages about the miasma and that they needed to leave them alone so that they could take care of it. Now, whether or not that will happen, we don't know. So they had taken refuge that night at the one of the hunting cabins that Big Hell has placed around around the world, and they had found that their cleric, Darkness, had died and been reincarnated in a different body, and then that body began to decay and do and say some strange things about prophecy and about the void and the end of things before it finally died. And It's left the party feeling kind of at odds with each other and kind of puzzled and kind of afraid. So they've taken the night, Cross on watch in the trees outside this little hunting cabin with Penny um, nestled down into the trees by him as companionship. Aramiel and Orkilia in the cabin with three rescued components that they had taken off of the now dead alchemage. And they were sleeping, and then Grim had gathered all the gold up from Darkness's body and from everything and piled it into a little pillow pile up on top of the cabin and fallen asleep on his own first new hoard. And that is where we will start today. Okay, everybody come back.
I want to correct one quick thing.
Yes.
The group did not agree to let this guy go. Cross did that without telling anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
It's an important thing to note.
Important thing to
Very
note.
true.
And got a
Quite the lecture for it.
got a firm scolding, and then which he doesn't believe he deserves.
Of course not.
But well, we'll ultimately see if Terry has any other part to play in this world other than to run home and be a dad to his kids or get eaten by the miasma and just become one of the walking hordes. Anyway, so you guys actually sleep very, very well. You get your spells back, you get your abilities back for the long rest. It feels really good. When you wake up, you see that Aramiel and the three other components are not there, but he's scratched onto the wood that he's taking them to a place of safety and then he'll be coming back.
Well, there had to be a better option. Maybe there was like a parchment or something. Scratching into the wood, that just seems rude.
Yeah, but it's a hunter's cabin. There was no paper or pen. And he may have had paper and pen in his backpack he left way back at the camp at the beginning.
Listen, I always have parchment and paper.
Well, yeah, but you're a bard. In fact, this makes you think of a tune.
Does it?
But
there
as
was a
the
little
dawn...
paladin. He ran off with all our kin.
Hey, works for me. Anyway, so...
Funny to note, Orkilia's not getting pissed off that other people are doing things without anybody else's permission.
It's your sexual tension.
What's that?
I don't know. I read it in a book once.
I just want to give her disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, but what happens is the sun starts coming up, the birds start coming alive a little bit. It's that wonderful pre-dawn when everything is just hushed but musical at the same time as things are just starting to wake up and the world feels new for a second. Even with everything going on in Cross, and you note that Penny is sound asleep in the tree next to you and has not fallen out, strangely enough. And it's a good time of day. It feels good for a minute. And then you hear a voice from the cabin. Yeah, it's Orkilia's voice.
There was
practicing.
A little paladin.
Exactly.
He ran off with all our kin. Don't know where he went, and now I'm a little annoyed.
Grim, you hear that coming up from below you. Cross, she's saying something about that paladin ran off with all your kin. You didn't see anybody come or go.
Oh, Ramiel ran away.
Oh,
he ran
jeez.
away today. It wasn't very great. He could have woken me awake, but he ran away. Now I have to sing, and hopefully it'll wake everybody else today.
What's happening?
You hear Orkilia from above you on the roof. Grim's voice.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, God.
This is why having a bard in the party is a great thing.
Can I roll to see if I wake up or if I just start like singing what she's singing in my sleep?
Oh,
when it's
okay.
Oh no, it's catching.
It's a disease.
Well, at
Luckily
least
we're in a
she's
Disney
asleep
movie.
for it. Oh, God.
Well, Grimm's never encountered this before.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's his first human music. Or orcish music in this case. But
Yeah,
it's
he's
his
heard
first.
mushroom, which is different.
It's very different.
Very, very different.
Right. I'm gonna pick up. I'm just gonna kind of like grab Penny and descend down the tree.
Okay. Penny, you are shaken awake by Cross grabbing you and swinging lithely down the tree.
Grim
And just
will.
like when it hit the ground, just kind of like propping her up.
Grim's tying up his little new package of baubles.
Or baubles. Hiding them away. Bracelets and bangles that, for no apparent reason,
Yeah.
appeared there. Of course, it was on a body, but
Well, they weren't using it anymore.
that's very true. That's very true. So,
And then promptly walk. Is Orkilia outside?
no, she's inside.
Well, I think what she's doing is at this point she's got to wake everybody up, so she's just playing on her lute, coming out like,
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. It's time to wake up now. Get out of the tree and get here.
I'm so confused. What is this? Does this happen all the time?
Oh yeah.
You may or may not be surprised to hear that she used to get paid to do that.
But when someone's sleeping, why would you do that?
Why would you wake people up? Because we gotta get going, man. We got shit to do.
No, but why would you pay someone to do that while somebody else is sleeping?
Oh no, I wasn't usually paid to wake people up. That just kind of happened.
Usually.
I mean,
Usually she put
if you
people to sleep.
count, if you count waking up the bar patrons who passed out, definitely paid to do that.
Music, 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 music.
Shauna.
Music.
She gets it.
You remember something.
Huh?
You remember music.
Music?
It's just there at the edge. You don't know what the music was for. But it was like angels singing. It was so beautiful, and you know it's important. It seems like it fits with your one memory. You're not sure why, but there was music. In fact, you're pretty sure you were making that music.
Can I vaguely recall the tune?
You can recall some of the tune. You're not sure why you were
Okay.
making the music, but you have a memory, a little thing you can grasp.
I remember.
What?
Okay, okay, fine. I'm getting down.
Wait, Penny, what do you remember?
Music.
I sing all the time. Are you just remembering me singing? That's really cute.
No, it was pretty music.
Oh, ow, ow.
Gee, thanks.
Cross Snickers.
I could play pretty
That's
music,
so
but that's not the kind of shit that people want to dance to. I'm just saying.
Well, what was it like?
Music. I don't. Music, and I remember music.
I can't help you.
When I remember more, I will sing it for you.
Yay! Oh, I'd love to hear it. And I want to know what your pretty music sounds like.
La 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 la. Pretty music.
That Beautiful. Well done. So proud. Should we get going?
Shouldn't we eat?
Oh, right. Food.
Oh.
Anybody have any food?
I'm going to cast Good Berry and I'll give everybody one. Good berry, good berry, good berry.
And I'm gonna get so skinny on these berries.
Okay, that's good for now.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I want ale. I want bacon. I want food.
When you guys eat one of the berries, you suddenly feel really full, which is very strange because it's this big.
You'd think that, wouldn't you?
I have two. I've got three. I have three more.
Could I have a couple more?
He's a growing boy.
She hands you one more. Tink.
He eats it, and you can actually see, like, he was looking bad, like a little worse for the wear, and now he's like passable.
There you go. There you go.
Where's Ramiel?
Oh, he ran off with our people.
Wait, what?
Yeah, apparently he took our
Nobody left.
Say what?
I'm pretty sure nobody left.
Well, but it says right there. He carved it into the wall. And why would he take the time to carve it into the wall?
That's fair, but nobody left. Unless I'm getting senile or I'm going blind.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
You're funny.
I know.
I
Okay.
was sleeping.
Well, that's really bad news. I'm not entirely sure how to process that. I don't
That's a
know how
bit
to track.
odd.
Do you know how to track a paladin?
Honey, I can track anything.
Do we have anything that smells like him?
Say what one more time, Grid.
Do we have anything that smells like him?
Oh, maybe the couch. I can go sniff the couch.
Right, Grim will
Where did Tanya go?
sniff the couch, I guess.
Let us have a moment. I hope. Did we lose? If we lost
Have a
our DM,
moment. God damn it.
I'd laugh so hard if we just lost our DM.
We're fine. We're fine. So he does that. He'll go and sniff the couch, and he will try to breathe in and try and pick up that scent.
I mimic you.
It looks really weird when a human does it.
Ramiel.
Oh no!
Yeah.
All right, Grim.
He tastes
What you
bad.
find is that what you smell a ramiel, and you smell the three components and you can follow it, that it came out right below you. You didn't notice anything. And then right outside the door, roll me an insight check.
Oh, insight. Oh, insight.
Okay.
Cool. Oh, okay. That's a 15.
Okay. The smell changes there. It's like you lose the aramiel smell, and what you get instead is a smell that is like magic.
Oh.
Like maybe he
That's-
cast a spell, or somebody cast a spell on him, or there's
There's
been a lot of magic going on here. It just kind of sucks, but it's also really interesting.
that smell. I think that's magic. It happened right here, and then the smell is gone.
Well, I mean, he does have a patron, and the patron has given him a couple of spells here and there from what I've seen.
Patron.
So maybe he could just, portal out of here. I don't know.
What have I read about?
He could portal, then why the fuck are we still here? Why did he portal the rest of us?
He's selfish?
That's a
seems
good,
very
very good question. That's a very good answer. I don't like either of them.
Well, do we carve a message in the wood for him?
really Big Hill's not gonna really appreciate a lot of carving on the walls. But you know what I do have? I've got plenty of parchment. So why don't we just like leave an actual note for people? Yeah?
Oh, okay.
Great. Dear O'Rainiel. Close enough. We don't know where you went. Kind of a dick move. Don't draw on people's walls. Anyway, we ran off to where are we going?
Yeah, that's a great question. Where are we going?
Initially, you guys had been looking at going towards the town of Figge, because Big Hell had told you that that might be the direction that they were taking the wagon.
We are headed to the pudding place that we discussed previously.
Pudding place.
Love and kisses, all of us, except Cross. Okay, ready?
Okay.
She just like sticks it on the wall.
There you go. Yeah, and there's a nice little piece of bark sticking out. You can just wedge it right on there.
Perfect.
Okay. You guys, best you can tell, you had been traveling pretty fast in pursuit of the wagon and stuff, but Figgy's probably no more than a half a day away, maybe.
So we're headed to Figgy. There wasn't anybody else with us, right? We had Big Hell and Little Hell, but they left.
Yeah, they left to go do some scouting. At least
Okay.
that's what Big Hell said.
Okay. Where is Figgy?
I think it was that way. Or maybe it was that way.
All right,
was
can I
over
make a
there.
check to know where it is?
Yes.
Can I
If
do
you would
a-
give me a survival check.
Can I do a perception check real quick to see if I see any of the green light anywhere, like
What is it?
emanating from any place nearby-ish?
Yes, you may.
That's a 29.
Oh God.
Okay. Yeah, you know
It's not
exactly where
even a nat
Figgy
20,
is.
I have a plus 10.
Yeah, you can totally, you know exactly where Figgy is because you, what the hell? I'm trying to get the map up and it's
I'm just
doing
going to
weird
imagine
things.
that Orkelia pointed in like both the wrong directions, and I'm just like, it's that way. It's just like...
Okay, I'm going to very quick show you guys the map a little bit so you can see right where Figgy is. Cross. Here. Okay, here's Figgy. These were the ruins that you were in. This is where you came out of the ruins and found Ai's dead body and stuff, and you've been pursuing the wagon kind of this direction. Okay.
So it's
Actually, you came down here because this is where you.
So it's a little bit southeast.
Yeah.
Or wait,
Yeah,
wait,
you
so
guys.
we're
This
up
is
there,
where you
right?
went
Okay.
into the ruins. This is where you came out. You went back down to the camp and then have gone this direction.
Okay, so it's a little bit northwest.
Mm-hmm.
Northeast?
Okay. So now you have some idea where you are
Or
at.
northeast. Northwest is the other way.
If we're doing this
Correction.
correctly.
Ranger at heart. Sorry.
Yes.
if we're doing it like an actual map.
Okay. So you guys head out?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Are you sneaking or are you just going as fast as you can?
Oh,
Try and catch up to that wagon.
The Lord of the Rings travel music is playing, and we're playing.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
The road goes ever on and on, down from the place where it began.
As we go, Grim is looking for any kind of thing to eat.
Okay. Well, this is marshland, and so there's plenty of things to eat depending on how discerning you are. There's fish in the little mucky ponds. There's frogs. There's plants, plenty of plants. Probably not quite what you're looking for.
The fish will do.
Okay. So, but they're going on a pretty straight path. If you stop to catch a fish, you will fall behind a little.
Oh, I'll just burn the water.
Burn the water? Okay. So how do you burn the water? With your breath or with your fire spell?
With my elemental blast.
Okay. All of a
Which
sudden,
is
you guys
nice.
see Grim turn towards the water, and fire blasts out of his hands, and the water boils for a second, and then there are like 4 or 5 well-boiled fish floating at the top.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What are you doing? What are you doing? You can't just do that. Grim, Grim.
I'm hungry.
But
There are ecosystems that live in the water, and we can't have people tracking us with magic.
Okay.
why did you kill them all?
And now you've upset Penny.
He's eating them all, by the
How
way.
many fish are there?
There
Well,
were
there were
5
5.
fish. Mm.
He's already gone through 2. It's amazing.
How fast he's like, rah, rah, rah. Fishes.
Cross is gonna walk up and pull out a sword and just skewer one, and then just like walk
Like-
away and just be like, "Thanks."
Eat them all. No wasting.
He makes a valid point, and frankly, I enjoy one as well. But
You
in
want
the
more?
yeah, okay, I do.
Hold on.
Because this is delicious, and thank you very much. But also in the future, we don't boil water that is running through the anywhere. If it's running water and it's not,
Oh, that's stagnant.
how about this? From now on, if you want to use magic, if we're not fighting something, please ask.
Use magic.
Yeah.
I didn't use magic.
Would I have noticed that he didn't use magic?
I don't know. How much do you know about magic?
Well, I mean, I was trapped in an alchemist lab
Roll me a knowledge check.
forever. Okay. Let's see. I'm not going to use that other dice because it hates me. 1 second.
You did say trapped.
I got a 3
You have no idea.
after my
Looked
bonus.
like magic to you. When the fire came out, it was like boom.
Makes sense.
There was no
Completely
tinder,
logical.
no kindling involved.
Where did the fire come from?
From me?
I don't think we're speaking the same language here.
Did I notice anything?
Oh, roll me a perception or intelligence check since this is about magic. Something you're not as familiar with directly.
I'll do produce flame in my hand as because it's a cantrip, and I'll be like this.
You said
No, that's
intelligence?
magic.
Yeah, okay. So from our perspective, that's exactly what we saw happen, and then the water went poof, and suddenly there were fish. Well smoked, but also not a good plan. So somebody explain to me what
It's a
exactly.
21.
Okay.
15 plus 5 or 16 plus 5.
Oddly, you know that magic, when it goes off, it has like this weird taste. And most magic you have ever seen done by alchemages or whatever requires components, not just physical components, but verbal components, physical components with your hands. He didn't do any of that. It just came.
Came out of where though?
Element.
Did he put his hand out? Did he like open his mouth and it came out? Did he
He went like that.
snap his fingers?
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, isn't that like a that's
Somatic,
That is a somatic component.
Yeah.
So it does seem like it could be a spell. But he didn't do the rest of it.
Well, I'm still confused. I don't. How did you make the fire happen?
I can just do
apparently he
that.
snapped his fingers.
Okay. So in the future, before you just set things on fire, ask.
Is anybody else hungry?
Look, I appreciate it. Look,
Arkelia!
he's just trying to survive.
I have to.
Like he didn't burn down the forest. He's eating all the fish. What makes you?
Just no wasting. No wasting. Eat it all, and then it's fine.
Penny,
It's not. It's because it's not about the waste, and it's not about the thing. It's about we're trying to save people, and we're in hiding, and we're trying to stealth. And let me tell you, fire, big point of reference to where we are.
If I don't eat, I will die.
You're fine.
No, I'm not.
You had 2 of the berries, which is plenty. Now you're eating fish. Listen, we can track other things.
You know, I'm really getting tired of you invalidating people's feelings. The man says he's fucking hungry. The man's hungry. Who are you him? Can you do you even know what he fucking is? Because I
Listen,
don't,
Brad.
because he's not human.
Listen, Crab. Your feelings are not valid.
We're not
So
talking about
let's head out.
And at that point, as we leave them bickering in the swamp over their fish that they're all gnawing on, we'll go over to Jody.
Yeah, so we're yelling. We're like arguing about the fish, and we're
Well, that
all
is
eating it at the same time.
Which seems pretty much like this party.
I mean, Cross is being dead serious. She's kind of being a little bit controlling and telling a person how to live his own fucking life.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
Like I
who are
said,
you to
we leave
fucking
you
tell
all
him what to
bickering in the
do?
swamp, and we go over to Jody.
Oh. Hmm? 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 Hmm?
What's happening? What did I miss? Hello?
Oh,
Yeah.
now we're going over to Jody while you guys are bickering and eating fish in the swamp for a moment.
Dang.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Bickering and eating fish.
Yeah. All right. So it's been 4 days since you saw the wagon. It's been 6 days since you saw green light on the horizon in the direction that you now know it was where Miscula's tower was. It's weird in the town, though. Nobody's talking about these new people. It's just as if they're there. And the one time you tried to ask a question, you were shushed. So senses people are afraid. You're not sure why.
Okay.
So now we're at the dawn of this 5th day since the wagon got there. And people are, it's the normal morning. People are waking up. It seems normal. The fishmonger is out hawking fish out towards the center of the little village. The 2 old ladies that you always called them, hen 1 and hen 2, not to their face. They're out gossiping and stuff, oh, I heard that he was doing this thing with those sheep. I don't understand, that kind of thing. One of the farmers who grows, I mean, this is not really arable land, so, kudos to him for growing anything, but mostly what he grows is seaweed. But, you've gotten quite a taste for it. So you're going on, and you find as you're getting ready to go out, you're supposed to actually, you have an appointment to go teach the headmasters, or the head of the village's oldest son a little bit more about reading. He has not been an apt student, I will tell you. He has not been one of your brightest students, but you're supposed to go there. But as you come out and you start to walk through the town, your eyes just keep getting drawn to that warehouse, that has been kept pretty well locked, to the villagers, at least during the daytime, since then. So for 4 days. What do you do?
Well, she has a student to teach, and clearly he's not going to learn himself. However, that warehouse is very interesting, and she is keeping an eye on it as she goes to the house, but people have been shushing her for a lot recently, and she doesn't want to make trouble because she really doesn't want to be kicked out.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Roll me a
yeah.
perception check as you pass the warehouse on your way over to the
Okay.
village head's small series of huts. You guys all get 1 hut. He gets a bunch of huts.
That was pitiful. It was an 8.
Okay. You walk by and you're trying to side eye it, but because you're trying so hard to be stealthy about watching it as you're going by, you actually
See
Almost.
nothing.
You actually see nothing exactly because you're trying so hard to be stealthy, and that's just not your
Yeah.
strong point. But you
No.
get over to the edge of the town, to the headmaster's hut. I keep saying headmaster, but he's not the headmaster. But that's kind of what you call him in your head,
Mm,
because of the schooling that you've had and stuff. But he is the town head. And you
okay.
get it there, and he's not there. But the son is, and you're passing the two gossiping old ladies, hen one and hen two, as you go by, and they're like, "Oh, good morning there, teacher. We were thinking that if you would like to come over and help us with a couple of letters that she's having trouble with." And the other one's, "Oh, I'm not having any trouble with it. You're having trouble with it." She's the one that's having trouble. It's because she's dumb as a brick. "No, I'm not dumb as a brick. She's dumb as a brick. Anyway, if you would come over and there, we would give you some lovely eggs."
I'll be happy to do that.
All right, if you would come and do that this afternoon, that'd be great.
Certainly.
And then they toddle on, "You're not stupid. I'm stupid. No, no, no. I mean, you're stupid. I'm not stupid." And they're like nudging each other with their elbows and stuff. And it's like, all is right in the world as long as they're fighting.
She's
Um,
trying not to grin. Just don't smile at them. Don't do it because they'll be offended.
and you get inside, and there is the village head's oldest son. He's quite a strapping young man. He's probably in his early 20s, best you can tell. He's one of the many that has declared his love for you over the years that you've been here. And he's one of the ones that was actually the most respectful about taking the no. Um, so it's good. But he is kind of dumb as a post, at least for book learning.
He has a good heart.
But he has a good heart. And so you've been tasked with teaching this man.
Hmm.
And he turns and he looks at you and he says, "I just can't do it today.
What's wrong?
I'm just I'm feeling restless. I saw something.
There are some odd happenings in
No,
the
I
village.
I saw You see, I was out hunting and I saw something, tried to tell my dad, and he wouldn't even listen at all. But I saw the dangest thing, and I swear I saw it. I really did.
What did you see?
It was a rat, but it was green. It was glowing and it was green. It was running through and everything behind it was dying. And it ran off into the hills, and it made my heart stink and my hair stand on end, you know? I've never seen a glowing. My dad says I was just having a dream, that I don't know, I'm not the smartest, but I, I saw it. I swear I saw it.
You have sense. I'm not disbelieving what you're saying, but
Well, would you would you come with me to take a look?
I think we should go have a look.
Great. Thank you. Just one moment. And he goes out of the room, and when he comes back, um, he's actually armed. Now, this is a little farming fishing village. There's not a lot in the way of fighters here. In fact, there's really none. But this young man has, it's old and it's kind of rusty because of all of the water here in the marsh, but it's a sword. And he kind of um, tucks it in the waistband of his little trousers and, little. He's not little, he's a big guy. Um, but he says, "All right, follow me." And you guys head out the back door of the hut, not the front door. This hut has two doors. Yours has only one door.
Can
This
she
is the
get
big
some
one.
kind of like a staff or a stick or something like that? Like, just
Um,
she doesn't have any weapons, but like
okay.
I don't
As you
know.
head out into the marsh, yeah, roll me a survival check to see if you find something appropriate.
Okay. Oh, that is a 23.
Okay, you do. You find it's actually quite perfect. It's off of one of like the local like mangrove type thing trees, but it's swirled and it's knotted, and but at the top it's a big knot, almost like a club at the end, but it's a staff and you can use it to walk. It's kind of cool.
Ah,
Yeah. So yes, you do
okay.
indeed have a staff.
She has a shillelagh.
You have a shillelagh. That's right. Um, and you start to head into the forest, and you notice that I mean, this is just past dawn. It's actually pretty early in the day, and there is an uncanny silence everywhere around you. It's awkward. It feels weird because this is when the birds are going and the bugs, the incessant insects are going and all of those things, and none of that is happening. The only sounds you can hear are from the people in the village who seem to be oblivious to the quiet that's outside. And you move a little bit further, and you actually don't go very far. And when you get to a place where he stops you and says, "Don't go any further," and then he gestures with his sword, which he's drawn now.
She
And
has her branch out.
what you see is a path. It's a tiny little thin,
Hmm.
rat-sized path in the grass that is blackened. It's like the grass has been shriveled from inside. Like everything sucked out of it, either by fire or something, and the path goes kind of in just a straight line off towards the pathless, which is the big swamp, the one that's really hard to get past. That's just to the north and the east of you, and it just doesn't seem to go. And there is at the far end of it what looks like just a faint green glow moving away from you.
What is that?
I think
She'll
that's
point at the green.
I think that's the rat. So you see it too? You see the green?
Yes. Yeah.
And look,
What the
everywhere
hell is
it's
that?
it's making everything black. And he goes over and he uses the sword to kind of poke at the black path and steps back quickly like, I don't know why, but I don't like that. Don't touch it.
No, it does not look right. Hmm. And you said you tried to tell your father about this and he just shushed you?
Yeah, he said that I was just dreaming, that I have dreams. I'm not very smart, but I saw it, and he didn't want to believe me because it's so strange. Or maybe he knows about it and doesn't want other people to know. And with that, he looks at you with kind of a worried, sad expression, like he would believe that.
Well, something is happening. I felt an oddness in the air a few nights back. Just, it seemed really strange and everything got very quiet. And I didn't like it at all. I think it felt very much like this.
That's the warehouse, right?
I'm not sure what's going on in there.
Well, I've
Something.
been watching it without my dad because he thinks I'm stupid. They let slip things, and there's something in there. There's something that's they're hiding. They're hiding from everybody else that they say is worth a lot of money.
Really?
Maybe
To
that's
who?
what's got my dad. I don't know. Shall we? All of a sudden, he seems kind of emboldened by the fact that you believed him about the rat, and you're there, and you're really pretty. And he's like, "You want to go with me to see?"
Why don't we go have a look?
All right. And if they see us, we'll have to be pretending we're doing so. We don't want them to know. I'm thinking that they shouldn't know.
Probably right.
Okay.
Maybe I took you on a field trip for learning. Yeah.
Well, we did learn something. We learned that there's green glowing rats that are leaving black bad
Yes,
spots in
yes,
them.
we did.
All right, let's go. And he
Hmm.
turns around and with a little bit of a spring in his step now, even with everything else going on, um, he heads back towards the village. And even in spite of all the quiet, he starts just kind of chattering like he normally would. He's starting to seem a little more normal. And but you glance over and you look at him and you're like, Is he just being himself, or is he pretending to be himself for this? You're not really sure. But you head back into the village, and um, by this point, a lot of the fishermen and the hunters and stuff, they've left. And the two old ladies have gone off to their, God only knows what they're doing, getting their eggs, their quilting circle, who knows and stuff. So the streets, other than a couple of children and one old man who's doing sweeping. In fact, you know that he's old grand. They call him old grand. You're not sure why, and he's not quite all there. Senility has definitely kicked in, but they take care of him in exchange for him sweeping the main streets. Now, this is a swamp village, so the sweeping is completely and utterly futile. But he's doing it. Old Gran is, and you have to pass him and the children to get over to the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
So as you start to do that, the boy is just chattering and stuff, and he tops in and he says, "Hey, Grand," and the old man's like, "Huh? I think those kids, they want to play with you. I think they want to talk to you." He's like, "No one wants to talk to me." "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I'm the headmaster's son." And you're like, "Headmaster? Wait a minute. That's what you call him. You must have called him that in front of the kid." "No, it's the village head." "But he's the headmaster, it seems like." "But why does it seem like that? That seems weird." Anyway, that's a fleeting thought, just goes through. And Gran's like, "Well," and he's like, "I think they might have something sweet for you to eat." And Gran is like, his smile comes, his toothless old smile, and he's like, "Sweet? Okay." And he takes his little broom and he, with his hunchback, toddles off towards the kids. And you can hear going on behind you, "I hear you have some sweets. I think you're supposed to give them to me." And the kids are like, "Get away from us. They're our sweets. We don't want them." And then all of a sudden he gets mad and he starts chasing the kids with the broom, and they're off there and you're wonderful distraction, although you kind of feel a little sorry for the little man with no sweets now. Um, and the boy, he like waves at you and you go around. And you see on the back of the warehouse, there's the big front door with the big double doors that are like carriage size. And then there's a little side door. Now, this warehouse, this is one of the few wooden structures in the whole village. The rest of them are made out of reeds and moss and stuff. But this one is actually wood, um, because it's where, first of all, if in a defense, where the villagers would go hole up, but it's also where they store all of their goods that are going to go off for trade, which is really important for this village, isolated as it is. And there's a side door, and he sneaks around and he goes up to the door and he goes to open it, but it is locked. He's like, "Damn it! You don't know how to pick locks, do you?" No.
Jody, you're muted.
Don't know how to pick a lock. No.
If we break it, that'll make a lot of noise. I'm not good at this kind of planning. Well, we can try.
Is there another way in?
No. Well, maybe through the roof. There's a chimney.
I'm not going to climb on the roof.
All right, there's nothing for it then. And he reaches back his fist, and then he changes it to his shoulder, and he gets ready to shoulder charge the door. And that's where we go back to the other group. All right, everybody come back.
I'm just
All
saying,
right.
when you light a fire, it's a whole beacon for the entire world to see. And I just don't think that we should be setting that kind of beacon.
It wasn't even that big of a fire.
But it's water. The water doesn't
He made the
burn. It boils, and there's no.
Fire, fire.
Penny's over there playing with the fire in her hand. The little
Yeah, it
loose
just
flame.
I mean, that's fire.
fire.
This is the group that is supposed to save the world. We are so doomed.
Okay, look. think we can all agree that I'm not your usual person that you would run into.
Me neither.
Right. Great. But what I really need is help.
Right.
Show me how to be human. But this is very important. I need to eat a lot. I need to.
Why do you want to be human?
I just want people to think that I am. It's
Like
very
me.
important.
I cut off my ears for that.
She did.
Look,
She
it's-
like points at the ear where it's like this.
Oh.
Yeah, with all her scarring, it's pretty disgusting anyway. It's just like a torment amongst many torments.
Yeah. It was a
All right.
bummer.
So this seems all right. Here. This could be easily solved through. Why don't we just communicate more?
That's what I'm
Yes,
doing.
I know, but let us know what you need.
Talk.
Tell us what
come-
you need, and we'll make it happen. You points at Arkelia.
What?
Stop scolding people like they're little fucking children.
I'm not scolding anybody like they're a child. I'm telling him that maybe not fire.
Penny leans over to Grim and goes, "Ooh, sexual tension."
And Orkelia turns to Penny and scolds her.
Like a little child.
Penny looks scolded.
So confused.
All right.
Listen, how much-
Can I make a nature check or a survival check to look for any large game? Or
Absolutely.
evidence of any?
Yeah. I mean, you are a hunter.
I should stop. And it's a be survival, right?
Mhm.
Okay, that's still a 15.
Okay. You don't see any here, probably because you're so near the village. It's probably been hunted out a little ways.
Okay.
But you do see something else with that 15. Right over on that horizon. A little bit of green light.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Yeah. What is that? What?
That's something we don't want to get anywhere near. We got to keep moving.
Fuck is a bad word,
Okay. But
but it's fun.
okay, what did you see?
Oh, I thought you'd already said across points at the. I thought that's what he was referring to.
And it's not where you know the village is, but it's getting close. So
Grim, if we get to the
if
village,
it's
we
going
can get
that
you
direction,
some food.
yeah.
But we gotta move.
Well, I've had some food now. I'm okay for now. I just in like 3 hours I'm gonna need to eat again.
All right, so that's a problem for future us. We gotta move.
Yes, we have to get these people away from that stuff.
All right, yeah, let's go.
Right.
I think that means we continue heading toward.
So
Okay.
Grim starts running.
Okay. Which direction?
The way they had been going.
Okay. So Grim just starts to run off into the marsh,
I keep pace.
to the northeast. You actually roll me, Grim, high or low. Say high or low. I'm going to roll a six-sided dice. Whichever one you get depends how well you triangulated where you guys are going.
Uh-oh.
Okay, low.
All right. Well, I rolled a 6.
Bummer.
So you are headed kind of in the wrong direction.
Good thing Cross is keeping pace with me.
Yeah.
Because I know where the fuck I'm going. Can I tell him he's going the wrong way?
Absolutely.
your words.
Absolutely.
All right. Grim, I know you're getting excited, but we gotta go this way.
Right. And he changes course.
course, and starts going in the right direction. And very soon, you start to see that a lot of the heavier marsh and the mangroves and stuff have been cut down and left until up ahead you can see, because this area has been cleared so much, what looks like almost like a bamboo wall
Ooh.
with a gate in it. And that cross, would be the village of Figge.
Penny is way behind you guys because she's show as hell.
Nope.
Slow as hell.
Orkelia picked you up.
Oh, okay. Whee!
Did,
Okay.
Are there any guards at the gate?
As you approach, you see that no, there are not. And the gate is wide open because it's workday. This is such a small little fishing village that it's in such a strange place that it's not very heavily frequented by travelers. So clearly they're not feeling very concerned, and you can hear talking and stuff, but everybody roll me a perception check.
Perception.
Oh,
Actually, hold on. That might be okay.
24.
8.
16.
Yay.
Screw you, Dice. Screw you.
Two things. Those of you who rolled over a 15, you realize that all of the sounds of bugs and animals and stuff that should be right here, that you were hearing back at the cabin, you're not hearing it now. It's too quiet. Except for the sounds of the people in the village. And Cross is, let's see, and what did you get, Orkelia?
16.
16, okay. So Cross, you're the only one that hears this. Way in the village, you hear the sound of splintering wood, like and Jody. Yes, the boy has indeed crashed into the door, and he may be dumb as a post, but man, the boy can hit stuff, and he goes right through it.
That's not going to be unheard, however.
And you'll notice when the door opens that there is
Mhm.
light on inside.
Oh,
That there is some light inside.
what is inside if she looks?
Okay, you peek and look inside,
Mhm.
and there is a wagon inside, and there's probably 15 armed people standing around it.
What
And
the?
they all turn and look at you and draw their weapons.
We're just here. What are you doing? This is
What?
our village. What are you doing?
One of them leans over to another one he's got a slightly different uniforms, probably the leader of whatever this is.
Mm-hmm.
And roll me a listen check, which would be perception. See if you hear what they say.
That would be an 18.
All right. You hear him say, "What should we do? They're villagers." The other guy says, "Nobody can know. We have to kill them. But we'll bring them in first." Okay. So then the one that did the initial whisper steps forward and gives a big smile and says, "Well, why don't you come on in and we'll talk about what this is?"
No, we're not coming in. You're coming out.
"If we come out," and the other guy leads him and says, "if we come out by order of the Alchemages, this whole city burns." City. This piece of mud in the middle of nowhere burns. So I think you might want to come in and talk to us.
Who are you?
Doesn't respond. Instead, they all begin moving towards you.
Oh,
And the
I
guy
don't
says,
like this.
"Well, the life of your village. When they lose it, it will be your fault." As they move towards you, drawing weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So are you going to come in or not? His
Are they
voice,
wearing armor?
Oh, yes. And his voice is not local.
Okay.
His voice is much more like like Miscula's and your parents. It's a much more cultured voice. Um, and you know that they were all schooled away from here. So he's clearly not native to Miscula's land.
Uh-huh. No. No, 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 no. This is not happening. Not on my watch.
All right. And as you're standing there, what do you do? Because you see them starting to split off and move up to the sides around you, like they're going to surround you and the boy. And the boy's looking at you with big scared eyes. Should I hit him? The sword.
You know what? Oh, she's okay. She's gonna blow it, but yeah, okay. She is going to are any of them in a line?
There's 15 of them. They're spread. There's a couple on the other side of the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
There's several to the side, and they're actually coming up around the side of you. So there's maybe only 2 of them that are in a line from you, but if you hit the commander,
Mm-hmm.
there is maybe one behind him. Or if you move yourself to get up against the wall, you could maybe get the line that's trying to get around you. Maybe get 3 of them.
I want to get the leader.
Okay.
So, yeah. This is not happening.
Okay. What do you do?
And she's going to use a spell point. Let me just trying to find the actions. She's going to use a spell point to make this a quickened spell.
Okay.
Actually, I wonder. No. Huh. I'm kind of torn. I am torn because I can make this happen without. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do it because it's cool. So
Okay.
she is going to aim a lightning bolt
Okay.
at the leader and the guy behind him,
Okay.
and she's going to use a sorcery point to make it happen without somatic or verbal components.
So quiet.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, the lightning bolt is not going to be quiet, but
No.
but yeah.
All right. They get, I believe, a dexterity save for half damage, right?
I believe so. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's a dex of 16. That's
Okay.
their save throw.
The leader made it. The guy behind him did not. So he'll take half damage, and the
Okay.
other guy will take full damage. Roll me your damage.
Okay, I will do that. That is a lightning bolt. That's 28. So he takes half.
Okay. Hang on. 5, 6. I wasn't sure if you were going to actually start a fight in the village or
She's not letting them do anything to the village, and she's not going
Yeah.
in there because
Mhm.
that's just going to put both of them at a severe disadvantage.
Okay. So the guy behind him, you did 28 points of damage, and you hear this. He's crispy, and he falls, shaking to the ground. The leader, he's singed. You can see the little smoke coming off of his fingers and stuff from the electrical charge that went through him, and he just looks at you and he says, "This village burns because of you."
No, I burn you.
And we roll initiative.
Yes.
And outside, all of the rest of you, you hear that, because that's loud. Zzz.
Well, we
And
go.
you can smell?
Well, that
Got
was
a
magic.
17.
Yeah, that was
indeed
magic.
And
Uh,
okay, so Jody, you're
Oh, for the love of Christ.
Alchemage?
I'm a rush in.
Yeah.
okay.
He's already
And
running.
She got
Yeah,
a 17
we're
for her.
going. We're going.
Can I
Everybody
scale-
starts
I'm a-
charging towards
can I-
where it like.
Can I
Look
scale
at
the
you.
walls?
Sorry.
Oh, I lost.
No, we didn't. Alex, what'd you say?
Oh, I wanted to scale the walls.
oh, the gate's right open, but you can try and scale the walls. Yep.
Well, I mean, I wanted to like just get higher ground and go up top go across the rooftops.
Okay. It's bamboo. So I mean, it's not anything tremendously sturdy, but it's about 6 feet high.
Well, there are buildings and stuff inside that I can.
Yeah,
make
there's a
whatever
bunch
I
of huts made out of mud and straw and stuff. There's only one wooden building in the whole little village, and that when you get up, so roll me your climb check.
want. It's acrobatics. Switching off of my acrobatics. That's a 18.
Okay, you easily, you guys watch Cross just easily go vault up the wall. It's just like so easy for him. And what you see is a small village and one wooden thing. Everything else is made out of mud and thatch. There's probably 20 little huts and stuff around the village, or at least within the wall, and a little town type of square that's mud and muck and water and stuff. There were a couple of kids and an old man on one side that are looking towards the wooden building in surprise, and you're starting to see a couple of doors opening, like people there are people in the village heard this as well. But the attention of the three people that you can see, the only three that are actually outside in the village center, is on the wooden building.
Okay, I start heading there.
Okay.
Is
How
there
are,
is there flames just like coming up from where we heard the explosion?
no,
Okay.
no,
So we
it
don't have
sounded
to
like
look.
And I shout out like vague directions of where the building is in the city, because I don't know, no, or in the town, because I don't know if they can actually
see it from the edge of
see
the walls.
past all of the smaller huts. So
That's exactly what I was trying to do.
Okay, so Cross shouts. What do you shout, Cross?
oh well, you didn't
That
really
way.
give me a direction of where.
Just go that
Okay.
way.
Yeah,
where the
it's right
wooden-
over here past the big house. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, so Cross shouts directions as to where inside he thinks this was. You guys can run in, you can walk in, you can hide, you can sneak. What do you do?
We're running. Pretty sure we said we were running, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Glenn continues to run.
Okay, you guys run in pretty quickly, which means Jody, you guys will get maybe 2 rounds before they get there. And your initiative and the leader's initiative are tied. So now you got to do your thing with surprise. You get to go first being a player character, and then he will be going after you, and then after him, the rest of them will go.
Ah,
Okay. Then the next thing is a magic missile. Again at 3rd level. So that is going to hit him. Let me see.
And you're at the leader?
At the leader, yeah.
Okay.
She's pissed. She
Yeah.
is pissed. They are not doing anything to this town. And if she has to make him look like a melting pile to make that happen, that's what she's going to do. So let me just see how this works, because I want to know how many. Okay, so at 2nd level, she gets to add another d4, and at 3rd level, so
Yeah.
this should be
40.
5 d4s.
Or is it 3 plus 1 plus 1? Okay.
Yeah, I
All
believe.
right. Yeah.
So I am going to, let me see.
Oh, I suppose I should come back on video, not just audio. So I'm not just the voice from beyond.
You're the voice of God.
Okay, so
though.
there
I'm the
should be
voice of God.
5 of
Bullshit.
these. And then I add another 5.
Okay.
So 15 points of damage, and it hits him.
Okay, and when it does, it hits him, and he staggers and he flinches, but it's almost like some of it's kind of rebounding off of his armor, or he's just, you're not sure why, but he doesn't look as damaged as you would really hope that he would
Okay.
by now.
Mm-hmm.
And now it is his turn.
Yep.
He doesn't attack you. What instead he says, he turns and he shouts to the people around him, burn it, burn everything, burn the wagon. And then he turns to the ones that are coming up around there and gestures to them, and they attack. They run. So all of his action is in giving orders. He doesn't actually attack you yet. All right. Unfortunately, the boys' initiative was 4.
Okay.
Oh.
Aw.
He's scared. He's a little
The
scary boy.
boys.
So 6 of them charge you guys, 3 on each of you. What is your armor class?
My armor class is 16.
Okay. Boy's armor class is 10.
I'll get in front of him if I need to.
It's kind of too late now. So one hits you,
Okay.
and
She
2
still has that club, right?
and 2
Okay.
hit him. All right. So, and in this case, they're hitting you with good old long swords.
Mhm.
Where's the? There we go. Okay, you take 10 points of damage.
Ow. Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and he takes 8 points of damage. And he screams out in pain. Ow! But if you turn a light, it's like, no, you made me mad.
Oh, no.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Okay, and now the others, the other 9 or 8 now that one of them's dead, they turn and they start lighting torches. As a couple of them, the 2 are at the back of the wagon, pull them out of the wagon, and they start lighting the torches. They will be lit and probably starting fires in the next round. Okay, now we're at the top of that round. You guys will be there after this round. Okay,
Right.
so in the meantime, you can be rolling your initiative for when you get here. All right, Jody, it's your turn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what to do now because
I know there's a lot of them,
I know.
and you don't know what's in the wagon.
No, she has no idea. You know what she's going to do? She's going to touch her friend and enlarge him.
Okay, all right, he grows and stuff. And what does that do for his strength?
All it took was touch.
It's a constitution. Well, he's not. I don't think he's saving. I'm
Yeah.
effectively making him a little
You're willing
more
to.
effective.
Do you tell him that you're doing this before you do it?
Yes. Don't be alarmed. You're going to get really big.
Okay.
And it'll make you.
Target size doubles in all dimensions. Weight is multiplied by 8.
Okay.
And it increases his category from medium to large.
Okay.
And then also the target also has advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. And the target's weapons also grow to match its new size.
Okay.
While these weapons are enlarged, the target's attacks with them deal a d4 extra damage.
Okay. Perfect. All right. And he's like, oh, I wish I could be like this all the time, as he gets all bigger and starts like,
Oh.
But it's,
Sorry, can I do one thing and make that an actual bonus spell? Because if I made it a bonus spell, then I think I can do something else if it's a
Okay.
cantrip.
and you have the sorcery abilities to make that a bonus spell with your meta magic feats. Okay.
Yeah, it takes 2 spell points.
Okay.
So if I do that, then I am going to shocking grasp the guy that hit me.
Okay.
And I get that on advantage if he has metal armor.
Which he does.
Okay, so that is an advantage. So we get
I don't know why that did that.
a 19 and a 15. Okay, so a 19.
19. Okay. That definitely hits him. I mean, it's a
Okay.
touch attack, so. And Sharksman, what's the
Then he
damage?
takes another 13 points of damage. Zzz.
Okay. He looks very damaged right now.
Get away from me.
Ah! All right. And he
You
swears.
will die a horrible death, you little man.
You
All right.
little shit.
Okay. And then the leader, he turns and he looks at you. And he points at you. And he says something. And a magic missile comes back at you.
Oh, great. I'm battling one of the alchemages. Yay!
Well, maybe not, because he's not. You know that the alchemages require component. Well, but maybe not, because they require the components for their alchemagic, but not their regular magic. So
Yeah, this could be over pretty quick.
this only he only gets the first 3 missiles though.
Okay.
So you take 4, 5, 6. 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And then he moves, he charges towards you. That's his move action. He has to come up to you, okay? All right, and now it is the rest of them. The 3 that are on you strike at you.
God.
Oh. Oh. And it's close quarters. There's 3 of these big guys on your little person, right? And one of them rolled a 1. And so what they do is they strike at you, and one of them strikes, and he totally misjudges your side and trips on the mud that's slippery inside. I mean, it's a marsh. And he slips a little bit, and he nails the other one, who misses it and accidentally bonks the other one, and all 3 of them end up missing you. Because of that
Well,
one idiot.
phew.
Foolish fools.
3 stupid trying to attack.
One of them does hit the boy. Ooh, for 10 points of damage.
I
The
wonder
boy
if
is
his,
looking very...
Does he get extra hit points when that happens or not? Let me double.
Well, did his constitution go up?
I don't know. I'm
What's
gonna
the
look.
spell?
It's
Enlarge.
enlarge.
Large.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because it seems like, yeah, he gets advantage on strength and all of that stuff, but it seems like, I don't know, I could be wrong.
Were you asking what it does?
I'm asking if it gives him more hit points,
It-
temporary.
I think it should increase. If it increases his constitution, it should.
I don't know if it does.
But I don't know
That's
if
the
it
thing,
does,
right?
so.
Yeah, it didn't look like it did on the spell.
Yeah, let me just look. It is okay. If the target is willing, okay. Everything it's wearing increases with it. Anything it drops returns to normal size, just so you're aware.
Okay.
Increases its size. Well, okay, when something goes from medium to large, what happens?
Pay extra $1.50.
Their reach extends.
Okay, so
It
he now
doesn't
has
normally-
10-foot reach, I believe.
Yeah, and stuff. And
Okay.
they become a different size class. So against very
Yeah.
small things, they have certain advantages and disadvantages.
Okay,
but
it doesn't
I-
say anything about extra hit
Constitution.
points, so I think
Yeah.
I'm SOL. So
Yeah.
okay,
But that's
never
okay.
mind.
That's okay.
Okay.
So one of them hit him.
yeah.
He looks very damaged, but he's still up and he's angry. The rest of them, you see they've got the torches lit, and one of them lights the wagon on fire. and you hear a kind of a wordless scream from inside, and then another scream. Okay. The others,
There's
um,
something in there?
the others, two of them start pushing the front doors open, and the others start heading out with their torches.
Oh, it's so
They're going to burn the village.
Ugh.
That's what he said. That's what he said. So you're assuming that's what they're going to go do.
Yep.
All right. So that's there's 7 inside, including the leader,
Mhm.
1 dead one, and the rest of them have headed out with torches. 2 of them are still by the wagon, though. All right. And now the rest of you, as you come running up, you see the big doors on the warehouse start to open. Cross, you see that there's a side door that is also open, and the sounds of combat coming from inside, and the light of flames, new flames, coming from inside those doors that are just barely opening. Everybody roll me a perception check.
Ooh.
22.
18.
Okay.
46. Sorry.
Okay. Did everybody, who got above 20?
I did a 22.
Okay. Who got above 18?
18.
Okay. Those who got above 20, you can see through inside and through the movement of the men that are starting to come out with flame. That's the wagon. Okay.
Motherfuckers.
Those of you who got 15 and over, you see that those are more of those Thorian guys. That's that uniform. And they're coming out of this warehouse with torches, which can't be good for the village. Villagers, a couple of villagers, there's some old women and stuff. They've stepped out. The village head comes bursting out of a door that's down at the far end of the village. It's not his house, you don't think, because it's not in a place where the leader of village, but he's wearing like an amulet. He's the only one that seems to be wearing like robes and an amulet. And he gets out and he says, "Stop! Stop! This is not supposed to happen like this." And I need everybody's initiative.
Who said that? Stop! This is not supposed to happen. Sorry.
The village head,
Okay.
or at least you think he is, because he's the only one that's in like less fisherman-like clothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Grim had
I had
a
a 20.
Okay, you had a 20.
My initiative was 22.
19.
Orkilia's 19. Grim, what was your initiative?
15.
15. All right. All right. Now we're going to finish this thing with Boy getting his initiative, and he screams out, "You're not hurting my village!" And he strikes at one of the men that's fighting him with his sword. It's untrained. It's clear that he's not really had any sword training. He's just a villager with a rusty old sword.
But he's really big right now.
And he rolled an 18 on the dice.
Oh, boy.
So he does hit the guy, and being so much larger, he does do quite a bit more damage. That added D4. Ooh, 6, 7, 8 points of damage. He does to the man on him. All right. And he's like, "Take that! I'm gonna kill you all! You're not gonna hurt my village!" As the blood runs down the side of his arm. Very big arm, though. All right, and now we are at the top of the round. Penny, you're right there. You see men coming out with armed men coming out with torches and swords.
Okay.
2 of them are by the wagon. 2 of them are just coming out, 2 are coming out on each side. Then inside, you can't see past the burning wagon through this door what's happening, but you can hear the sounds of combat.
Okay, but the wagon is actively burning.
It is actively just started burning.
Okay. I'm going to cast Create Water over it to put the fire out.
Okay.
And any torches that they have within 30 feet will also be put out at the same time.
Oh, 30 feet. Wow. Nice.
So
All
it's
of
like suddenly starts raining.
yeah. So Jody, from inside, all of a sudden you see this like globe of water form around the wagon, and then just it's like, oh, that's kind of interesting and pretty, and then it goes goosh, and the wagon is put out. The torches of the two men by the wagon are put out. The torches of the two of the four men coming out are put out. Two of them are still burning. The ones that go further
You
out.
see, even the gods said you shouldn't be doing this.
Yes, I am a god. Worship me. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, and do you move?
Somebody asked.
Do you do a move action?
If anybody asks, exactly.
Exactly.
Say
Well,
yes.
she is the goddess of mushrooms.
Okay.
Yes, it's true.
Okay.
Put it on mushrooms. Okay,
Yeah.
so can I see after I did that? Can I see who looks like the leader in this group?
No, he's on the other side of the wagon.
Okay, so I can't see him. So I'm going to which is
But you
there?
can hear the screaming inside of the wagon, and you think it's one of the elves and maybe the Minotaur.
Yeah. Well, and I just put the fire out, so they should be okay as long as I can keep that. Who's closest to me? Is it the kid or?
No, you don't even see them. You don't know anything
Okay, they're
about
on
them
the other
yet.
side.
It's just
Okay.
there's four of the Thorian soldiers that have come out.
Okay.
Two on each side of the door, and two of them would be closer to you.
Okay. I'm going to go. No, I'm not going to go closer yet. I'm going to shout at them. You're following the bad guy. And that's it.
Okay, following the bad guy. Okay, and Jody, you hear that coming out from behind the wagon in this little strange, awkward voice. You're following the bad guy. No idea what that is.
Exactly.
All right, next is Cross.
Right. So since we're technically surprising them, correct?
You guys would be yes.
Okay, so I don't have to stealth or do anything.
Yeah, I ruined my surprise.
Yes, you did. Boom. That's okay.
So I'm going to do a dramatic roll into the room.
Okay.
As I can. And I'm going to make a very quick assessment of the room. And who looks like do I obviously recognize the uniforms from the dude I let go?
Yes.
Like the
Well, and
bag.
yeah, you
Okay.
do.
And
you
I'm
guys
going
recognize
to
him
I'm
from
going
the
to
other
try and
guys
make an
you killed.
assessment of who the leader is.
Okay. Roll me an insight check.
That is an 18 plus. Hey, I'm rolling nice today. Where's my insight? Plus 4, so 22.
Okay. Yes, you can. He is the guy. He's back behind the wagon. It's that side. Did you go in the side door or the front door for your
I-
dramatic roll?
This I probably would have gone in the side door.
Okay, the side door that looks like it was clearly broken open. You do a dramatic roll, and Jody, you and the boy see, and all of this guy. He does as you've never seen anything like it. It's like
superhero landing.
yeah, total like there's like a
Watch,
flip
watch.
and then he lands just right, and he glares at the leader because he clearly has identified who that is. What you see inside there, Cross, is the guy that you've identified as the leader, and he is approached and is clearly about ready to strike at this girl, this young, really beautiful girl. And both of you roll me an insight check.
That's 14.
That is a 23.
Nice.
Cross, she was so little you don't remember her at all. But you do. You remember him when you were just a little girl. Well, not that little, really, young enough to have a crest. One of the hunters had come through, and your family had put him up as a representative Thorian, of Alchemage Thorian, and they'd referenced him in the servants had all called him the Demon Black. and they all seemed very frightened. He seemed too young to be so scary, but they were clearly very frightened of him, and they didn't let you stay very long after dinner to talk. So you don't know what they talked about. You tried to sneak out, you didn't get a chance to, but you could swear that's
Did
that
he have a
guy.
name besides that that I would have remembered?
Um, with your 22, yeah, it was Doolin Cross.
Ooh, she knows his first name.
Fuck the rest of y'all.
And
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
had remembered her, Cross, that
She
would
was a
have given you a
kid.
little something away too. Well, a kid, not very much younger than him, but enough to where you've changed. You don't
No,
look
she
like a
thought
fine.
she was an adult, damn it.
Yeah, you don't look like a fine lady anymore.
No, she does not. No.
Anyway, so but there's a little something. You did get a 15. There's something there. You're not sure
Odd.
what you
Does
remember,
she
but
look
there's
slightly familiar?
slightly familiar and stuff. And but she's clearly under
Cross
attack
sees
by
a lot of
3
people.
soldiers and the leader. And then there's this boy. He's just a boy, a rough boy with a rusty
He's
sword,
huge.
but he's,
And he's big.
massive. His like head touches the rafters of this place and stuff, and he is clearly been struck. So he's bleeding pretty heavily, but he's pissed off. And then there's 6 soldiers right there with the leader as well, right where you've come in. Okay, so you've done your dodge in. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna put an aim shot right at the leaders.
Okay, so
Freaking
he does
head.
his like he does a
On
Hawkeye
Hawkeye.
move, total
Yeah.
Hawkeye move. Roll to hit.
Since we have advantage because we're giving them supplies.
Mm-hmm.
That is a natural 20.
Oh!
My hands. I gotta do this just because my hands aren't touching shit. So
Take it out, take it out, take it out, take
I
it
got
out,
a
take it
5
out.
on this one, or I can't even really see that. But there it is. There's the 20.
Oh,
Nice.
Beautiful.
Wait,
yeah,
I
natural
can't do
20.
it right. Nah, whatever. You can't freaking see it.
One day we'll get
We can
like
see it.
There it is. You can see it. It's
Yeah.
close
My
enough.
bleeding character thanks you.
And she's like, we're okay.
It's like-
Dun,
all
dun,
right,
dun.
so that
Yep, it's the total Hawkeye move. He rolls in, he does a superhero landing, pulls his bow up almost faster than you can see, and thump, right in the heart.
Don't you get like ×3 with a bow?
well, it's
No,
a
that's
Or does that not work? It's
The
just
aim-
it just
That's all.
doubles the dice.
it doubles
Is that
the
what-
damage.
It doubles the damage. Mm-hmm.
And since
Okay.
I did an aim shot, it already adds flat 10 damage onto that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
So tell me your
that's-
damage.
That's a flat 20 plus, and then it doubles my rolled damage. So action. So that's a 1d10 plus 8.
Dude's dead.
Yeah.
Well, we hope.
gonna make it.
We hope
I
he's dead.
softened him up for you.
That's
Dead.
the D, so that's,
You did.
I rolled a 6 on the dice, so that's oh wait, that's a D. I rolled a D8. I didn't roll a D10. D10.
Don't roll lower.
You don't know.
I rolled a 6 again, so
It's meant to be.
so that's 12 plus 20 plus 16.
Okay. So 32 plus 16, 42, 48.
So
He's
48.
still up. He looks hurt, but he's
Oh wait,
still
hold
up.
on, I forgot to do sneak attack damage.
Oh.
I was gonna say that seems really low.
Yeah.
Why am I even in this party?
Oh,
Oh, don't worry. Don't
So
worry.
that's 9 on the sneak attack die, so that's doubled, so that's another 18.
okay. So he's still up, but he looks very damaged.
He's still.
He's like, ugh.
Still
But now
alive.
all of a sudden, Jody, you see his attention go from you, shoop, right to Cross, right to the demon black.
And then I'm going to use my I'm going to have because of my rogue features and traits, I can
Get a free
then
action?
immediately take the dodge action afterwards.
Okay,
Nice.
very good idea.
Or the it's like the dodge like bonus action. I think it gives me like +2
Okay,
to AC, I think.
very nice.
Or something like that. I'll look it up.
All right, and next then would be Orquídea.
So Orquídea runs in after, like, he does his superhero.
So you're gonna go up around into the side door? Okay.
Yeah. Because she had to take the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just runs in, looks up, goes, "That's a big boy."
Yep.
Then takes assessment of everything going on. Goes, "I think everybody needs to calm down."
Oh, any and a dodge, just for anybody else's purposes, dodge, if you take the dodge action, any attacks made against you in the next round have disadvantage as long as you can see the target.
Very nice.
So everybody needs to calm down. From, I think, the boy forward, does that include our like main attack guy and then like the 6 other dudes?
What's the range on it?
It's 20 feet.
Yes, it does.
So she's actually,
Because they're in hand to hand with these two that were just inside the door.
well, as long as it doesn't get crossed and get everybody else, because she doesn't know the situation. So
Yeah.
she's casting sleep,
Okay.
not intentionally. She just walks in, puts everybody.
Okay. What's the DC on the save?
There is no save. I don't.
Well,
believe.
there is for player characters, I believe, because Jody and the boy will both be in the range.
Isn't it the amount of hit point or
It's a, yeah,
hit
it's a hit
dice?
point. It's a hit point.
So you can decide where you spread the hit dice, really, I guess.
Okay.
That's what I was doing. Yeah. That's
Okay.
what
How many hit dice?
It's 5d8, which I rolled.
Okay.
So give me just a second to do that math, because it's a lot of math. That's 24.
So 24 hit dice?
Yeah.
So 4
Right,
of the
so
6 that are on them fall asleep. 2 of them don't, and the leader does not. And
The-
neither does the...
The leader doesn't have the lowest hit points.
No, hit die.
Hit dice, not hit
Yeah.
points. And he's got the highest hit dice of this group.
Yeah.
And the boy falls asleep as well.
Let me just, because maybe I'm just misunderstanding.
Well, and you can
Sorry.
choose. You're trying to get as many as you can, or you can target it, I think, to say I want to put it all to that hit dice in the
'Cause-
hopes that I know.
I understand. And what I'm reading is it says starting with the creature with the lowest current hit points. Each
Oh,
creature is
current hit
50.
points. Okay.
That's why I'm trying to say,
Hmm.
like, no, it's the hit points.
Okay. Well, the creature with the lowest hit points is the boy
But it's
first.
in front of him. Isn't it in
Okay.
front of him?
It depends on what you're ranging it. If you've stepped in, they're right here, and then the guys around them are attacking them, and then Cross and the leader are right there.
Okay.
If you're trying to only get 20 feet from you,
No. Okay. It's not 20 feet from me. It's 20 feet from the point I choose, and the point I choose
Okay.
is definitely the bad guy, the main guy.
okay, the leader.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then it spreads out from there.
okay.
preferably
Well,
towards
because
the
it will
back.
get Cross. It will get
Cross will be
um,
fine. He's got high hit points.
right.
Yeah.
It will get Jody.
be
What's your character's name? I'm blanking on it right now.
To be fair, we
Is that
don't know.
Lissa? Something like that.
We don't know.
I know, but I want to
Jasmine.
call her that. Jasmine.
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 Ooh, pretty.
Okay, so if it's 20, so it's 25 hit points or hit dice?
Hit points.
Hit points. Okay, so the leader will fall asleep.
Yes.
And what is your current hit points, Jasmine?
Mine?
Mhm.
32.
Okay,
Awesome.
then
shouldn't- But if it's, again, if I'm directing it at him and spreading it out like in a cone
Right.
away from him, it shouldn't hit her in theory.
well, is it a cone or is it a diameter?
I believe it's radius.
Yeah, radius is all the way around him then.
Let me just make sure. Within 20 feet of the point you choose. So it doesn't say one way or the other. So I'm
Right.
going to go with cone.
Okay, well, if you make
Correct.
that call, then it will always be that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that call because then I can direct it wherever I want.
Okay, for a cone. Well, if that happens, then he's the only one that will fall asleep because everybody else
That's
is
fine.
ahead of him. So the leader falls asleep, but the other 6 attacking don't. The boy doesn't, and the girl doesn't.
That's okay.
Okay.
He's the one.
But the
who's
leader
cool
does
with
fall
her.
asleep. Yes.
Cool.
You see this, Jody? And he's like, "Ah," as he's like struggling to breathe through the blood that's burbling out of the wound. And then he just, this orc, um, which you haven't
She
seen a
didn't
lot
talk
of
to him.
actually, um, comes in and she says, you know, we all just need to calm down. And the leader just kind of goes, and he falls asleep.
The
Wait,
visual.
what just happened? You know I'm going to kill him anyway, right?
I don't know what just happened. I walked in and there were people doing things. Dude fell over. There's a wagon that we kind of need back there. So, hi, I'm Orkelia. Nice to meet you.
Wait, does
And
everybody
Jody,
else fall asleep though?
Hello? We're a little busy at the moment.
okay, Jody, it is your turn. So you can actually be having this. You can have this conversation.
Yeah.
He ended it with, "Are those the baddies?"
Yeah, they are. Yes. Got a lot of ouchies here. Okay. What am I gonna do? Let me see. Okay. She is going to. Let me see. She's going to reach out. Yeah. You know what? She's gonna quicken a spell again. And the first thing that she's going to do is cast a Blade Ward. So that is a
Okay.
quickened spell. Actually, I'm wondering if I have to do that last, because I'm not sure that I can do a bonus spell and a full spell unless it's a cantrip, and that's a cantrip. So I think I have to do
No,
that.
it makes one of them. So you have an quicken spell turns one spell into a bonus action. So
Okay.
as long as if the other spell can still be a full action and you
Uh-huh.
can still move, because you
Okay,
have an
so she
action, a
can
move
still
action,
do
and a
it.
bonus action.
Okay. So yeah, I'm kind of running out of things that I can do. Okay, but yeah. Okay, so she is going to Blade Ward and then quicken the spell to Shocking Grasp one of the guys in front of her.
Okay.
Just reach out and touch him. And again, she gets bonus
Is
on
it the
that.
one that you've already that you hit with the
Yes.
other spell? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Reach out and touch me.
Okay.
So,
Roll your touch attack.
Okay, so I roll at advantage. Hold on. Shocking Grasp. That is not a good one. That was a 12. Let's see what we get here. That's a little better. That was a 24.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely hits him.
Okay.
And you
so
see him touch his armor.
yeah. And she actually has the ability to add an extra d5 of
Cool.
damage to
All right.
that because of her affinity, like
To
the
electricity.
dragon stuff, right?
Yeah.
Her electricity is her thing. Yeah. So she is going to do okay, so 13 points of damage.
All right. That guy drops to the floor, shaking but clearly dead. Zzz.
Okay. And she looks at the others and she says, "You might want to back away now." So
Okay.
she's a little annoyed.
A little fiery going on here, or electric. I don't know.
Electricity,
Cross
yes.
raises his eyes.
You're kind of hearing like
Yeah.
thunder a little.
Grim. Roll me a
Okay, so-
perception check.
Yeah, sure. That is a 14.
Okay. You're not sure how or why, but something inside there just felt a little bit like dragon magic. Just a little bit, not quite fully.
Okay, but I'm not there yet.
No, you're not there yet. However, let's see. The leader is asleep, so now it is Grim's turn. And then
Okay.
it is the Thorian's turn.
So what do I see? I see there are soldiers outside of this building.
Yeah, there's 4 soldiers that came out with torches. 2 of them, the torches were doused. 2 of them, they're still lit. The wagon was on fire that you can see inside. You don't know anything about the wagon, just that it's there. And you saw that Penny summoned water and put that out. You heard voices from inside the wagon, and you can hear fighting back behind the wagon in the building.
Okay. One of the guys with the lit torch, I'm going to light him up.
Okay. Now, is that a
That's my
attach attack,
elemental.
or is it just an auto hit?
No, I have to roll.
Okay.
It's elemental blast, but am I correct in hearing that we're surprising?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So, elemental blast.
Yeah, I mean, it's not every day that a big band of highly powered adventurers enters this little fishing village.
Can't see it. Oh, that's a 19.
Okay.
So that's 26
definitely,
to hit.
that definitely hits.
Okay. So this guy will please take 5 and 9, 14, 18 points of fire damage.
Ow. Ow. He gets caught on fire. He's not dead, but he starts screaming in pain.
Did someone just spontaneously combust in front of me?
It's back behind the wagon, just outside the door.
Look.
So you can't see exactly what happened, but you're screaming and burning.
Okay. As long as it's not the townspeople, I'm happy.
But you don't know if it is or not.
I
You just
don't
hear
know.
screaming,
This
yeah.
is true. Where's the water now?
Okay, and now, do you want to do a move action, Grim, or is that it?
How are they arrayed around me?
They're not around you yet. You guys had just come up as they opened the door and stepped out, 2 on each side. The one that you fired at was on the left side, let's say. So they're in front of you on either side of the door. There are 2 that are armed at the inside at the back of the wagon. Those are the only ones that you can see. So 2, 2, and 2.
Okay. I will take that dodge action then,
Okay, just in case.
just in case.
Alrighty, and now it is the Thorian's turn. So
I cast Blade Ward, just so that you're aware.
Yep.
Let me just tell you what that does.
sounds like a good idea.
It gives me until the end of my next turn, I have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage dealt by weapon attacks.
All right. Okay. So
Resistance, I think, it's halved? Is that what
Yes.
happens?
yeah.
Okay. So
Okay, which
yeah.
is good because the only one that's on you rolled a 20.
Oh, okay.
So he's going
Not
to do
good.
double damage. So that's 7 and 6. So that would be 14 doubled. That would be 28 points of damage. So, but you have resistance, which removes what?
So it halves. So
Halves
it's
it?
14.
So
Is
14
it? Did you say
damage.
28?
28 would be the doubled, so 14
Okay.
would be the halved
14.
for the
Okay.
crit.
Ow.
Ow.
She's starting to like bleed out the corner of her mouth now.
Yeah, ow. So this beautiful young lady is, in her very simple homespun is starting to bleed pretty heavily. And you guys both saw her do a spell, so you know that she's a spellcaster. But she's not with these guys because she's fighting these guys
Now, clearly she hates them with a passion.
With a burning passion.
with a
With a
with
shocking,
a shocking
Shocking
passion.
passion. Yes.
Burning passion's outside.
And actually,
Okay.
you could kind of see like there's like little flashes of light from her fingertips.
I mean, lightning technically still burns you.
All right.
From the
That's
inside out. Yeah.
And the 3 that are still up are on the big guy, and they're because he's big, they think he's magic clearly, and they're both 2 of them strike him, and the boy screams out in pain and falls at -3 hit points, which is dead for an NPC.
No,
He still has to roll death saving throws.
Only if he's a player character. NPCs
Oh
don't get to.
no.
But I could still save him.
Anyway, but he does fall. He falls to the ground. And the leader lays there asleep. The 6 on the outside, Grim. One of them holding the torch that you hit and is burning. He's screaming and he looks at you. And you can see for a brief second he thinks about attacking you. He thinks that, there's thoughts going through his head. And instead, he turns and he runs at the nearest building and tries to set it on fire.
Does he pass me when he does it?
No, he's moving away from you guys to the side. However, the other one, whose torch you put out, definitely attacks you. Grim, what's your AC?
Oh, you mean the one that Penny put out? My
Yeah.
AC is 15, but he's at disadvantage.
Yeah, well, he missed anyway. He's like a little shook up by the fact that you set his friend on fire, but he's got a job to do, so he did attack at you, and it was the worst attack you've ever seen in your life, really, honestly. Who trains these guys? However, the other two, one of them with the still lit torch, he runs towards the next building and shoves the torch into it to set it on fire, and the other one attacks you, Penny.
Bring it on, buddy.
What is your AC?
Not very high. 1 second.
No, nobody attacked the guy.
14.
Huh? Nobody attacked what?
14.
No, never mind.
Not yet. 14?
Don't attack Penny. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
14. It does hit.
Ow. Mommy. AKO or kill ya.
For a whole
I know,
5
you
points
I
of
was like,
damage.
"Fuck!"
What was that? How much?
For a whole 5 points of damage.
Ha! Ow.
Okay. And then there's the two that are inside at the wagon. And they've seen that their torches have put out. It's too wet for them to do what they need to do. And so one of them yells at the other one, "We should just kill them so they can't say anything." And they open the door and enter the wagon.
Pieces of fucking shit. I'm gonna fucking
And
freeze them.
do something inside that you cannot see in the dark of the wagon there with the flame and everything going on. All right. And now it is Boy's turn, but Boy is dead, or at least unconscious. He's somewhere. He's on the ground. And which brings us back to the top. Penny, it's your turn.
Okay, so I see those people walk into the wagon saying that they're gonna kill them.
Yep.
Rage. Okay, I can't actually rage, but hold on. I am going to dire wolf it up and go in there. And
Okay.
well, hold on. Can I do that and attack once?
I don't believe so because it's a spell, right?
Yeah, actually, hold on.
It might be a bonus action too.
Yeah,
I think it's a bonus action, yeah.
One of
Not
our
very
viewers
good.
says, "You can rage. It's okay.
Okay.
It'll be verbal raging."
Can't fight anyone, but you can.
Yes.
All right.
Because of my level, it is a bonus action because we're 6th level. I
All
think.
right. Yep. Okay. So as a bonus action, yes, you can change into your direwolf and you can
All right.
charge in there and you can attack one of them.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and get both of their attention. So when I go in there, I'm gonna like try and be creepy and then like bite one of them
All right. So roll
because
your
I'm
attack.
pissed. Don't mess with my friends. God damn, you're gonna try to save their fucking lives, and you're not gonna.
If that's who's inside, you don't know yet.
I don't know, but at this point, at this moment, I don't care.
Mhm.
I'm gonna eat their faces up. Woo! +7, that is a 22 to hit.
All right. That definitely hits.
All right, and then we're gonna get damage. Hold on, what is my damage? Hold on. Beep, 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 beep. Ooh, okay. Sorry, my brain is fried. Super fried. Ooh, okay.
That's okay. It's just combat.
Right. Just combat. That
I mean,
is
if you mess up here, there's no consequences.
That is a 15.
All right.
Which I could like.
Does not kill it, but
Like-
definitely hurts him pretty badly.
Pay attention to me. Leave my
Roll me
friend
an
alone.
intimidate check to see if you do indeed get both of their attention.
Okay. Come on. Don't fail me now. Oh, well, that was a natural 20 on the dice. Plus
Okay,
whatever.
you
Oh,
definitely the charging and roaring dire bear or dire wolf that comes in and slaps one down for nearly half his hit points in one blow. Definitely gets their attention. And Penny, you see that they have actually stabbed two of your friends. The Minotaur and the Bugbear are both dead.
You pieces of fucking shit!
In 6 seconds?
Yeah, well, it just takes
There
one
was
step
two
when
of
they're
them.
shackled and they're just
And they have no hit points anyway.
it's kind of like a coup de grace.
This is
They
going
couldn't defend
down.
themselves at all.
This is going down. You guys hear from anyone who's anywhere near, you hear this sound that you've never heard a dire wolf make before of ultimate rage.
Mhm.
They're like,
like,
like a Tyrannosaurus Rex sound come out of the fucking.
yeah, exactly. Out of the dire wolf.
Okay, and now it is Cross's turn after all of that dramatic stuff.
Okay. So did I both see and hear that coming from those guys as well?
From in the wagon,
Yeah.
you can hear stuff coming in the wagon.
Also,
You can't
where's
really
the-
see it. It's on
wh-
the back of the wagon's away from you.
Where is the actually I don't know where that thing is. So I'm actually making a beeline for the wagon.
For the wagon.
Yeah.
Okay, you saw the leader that you were fighting fall. You ignore the people behind you and you make a beeline for the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's not a huge warehouse. You can get right there. And when you get to the doorway,
As a bonus action before I enter the wagon, I'm going to stealth.
okay, roll your stealth check.
The penny's right there. That's a 14 plus 13. That's a 27.
Okay, you definitely do stealth.
Well, then
And you see two of the men in the wagon. One has been clawed. They're both turning and pulling their swords out of two dead components to face the dire wolf that is taking up the big part of the center of the wagon. Movement in here will be very restricted because she's big.
And does one of them look like they've been
Clawed? Oh yes.
all right. I'm going to take a shot at that one.
Okay, with your
Same
bow.
thing. I'm going to from stealth. I'm going to do it, so I get that advantage. I'm also going to take.
And I'm assuming that you have the thing that allows you to do the bow in close combat.
Oh yeah, I have
Yeah, that's a remembering.
style. I mean, shooting into combat.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a. I'm not sure if that's a thing in 5th edition.
Well.
But I have sharpshooters, so I think attacking the range is a plus disadvantage. My weapon ignores half cover unless they're total cover. I can shoot into. So like even if they're obscured by Penny, I can shoot. I ignore Penny basically.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So unless they were totally obscured by Penny, like I couldn't see them at all, I wouldn't.
Which they're not. You can totally see them because she's not that big.
And
All
them
right.
being in
Roll
melee
your to hit.
gives you advantage anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm?
I was agreeing with you.
Mhm.
That is. Well, I rolled 11 on both the dice, but that's plus.
These poor little grunts. They don't stand a chance, do they?
No.
I would cry
Especially
for
when
them.
you're
See,
killing
this
our
is
friends.
GM tears, right?
Okay, that's a
here.
plus to hit. That's a even though I rolled 11 on both dice, that is a plus 13 to hit, so that's a 24.
Okay, you definitely hit.
All right. D10.
Your GM tears
That
are
is
like
a-
fine wine.
All right, so that's 8 plus 8 plus 10 for the sneak attack damage. So that's
Okay,
18
does it more
plus
than
8.
10 points of damage?
Yes.
Okay, then he dies.
Okay.
In fact, he does more than die. He explodes in a fountain of blood. It covers the whole inside of the wagon. It's really disgusting. The poor
Penny
little
thinks it was
components
her.
hovering on the floor in their chains are just like coated with blood.
Does
It's
that
disgusting.
inflict fear upon the other one who literally just like like be
Yes.
such a dramatic explosion of death? Does the other guy just like panic?
He rolled a 19 on his save
So
for
no.
that.
Mother frigger.
I mean, they're soldiers. They see death a lot.
but
All right.
That was unusual death.
Yeah, that was unusual death.
That was
But
why
these
you
are
had to roll.
soldiers
Just
for
a little
alchemages,
unusual.
So
That was why you had to roll at all.
yeah.
All right. And then I'm done then.
All right, and now it is Orkelia's turn.
Yeah, everybody's running to the wagon, including Orkelia.
Okay.
Just in time to see head explode.
and
Nice,
Penny, yeah,
nice.
like dire wolf Penny covered in blood. You don't know if it was her who made this guy explode, but totally was.
Yeah,
Penny.
and Jasmine, you're just like all the orc runs past away from you. The demon, cross runs away from you. It's like, what's with the wagon? You're wounded over here, and they're running for the wagon.
At the moment, that's not her concern. Her
Yeah, you've
concern
still got
is,
these other 4 guys
yeah,
that are still
she's
on you
got
guys.
these other guys on her, and if she has to go down fighting, she is going to make them pay on every moment that she can.
Okay, Orkelia, but first
So,
you get
can
to...
she take a step and be
Not
able
yet.
to get more than one of them?
Yeah, not yet. It's Orkelia's
Okay.
turn. I was just letting you know
Sorry.
what you see as Orkelia runs past you. Everybody's
Yes.
running past you.
That's okay.
Can I reach in and grab the other dude?
Past Penny, no. Not without having to do like an acrobatics check.
My ass got real big.
Yeah, so the Penny that you see is not Penny. It is a large dire wolf.
Listen, I'm perfectly happy to do wild acrobatics checks. If I got to jump on top of the Penny, I will. But
It's
all I
not
wanna
like
do-
you haven't done it before.
Exactly. All I want to do is grab this dude and fling him out of the wagon.
Okay. So roll your acrobatics check.
And I had forgotten, but I have my Orkelia dice.
Nice.
Woo!
Oh, I have to show you new stuff. Okay, real quick. Little side effect. People keeps giving me gifts for doing this. It's like
New
the
dice.
benefit of being a
The
GM.
dragon mother
But
is
this is a
pleased.
dice case.
Oh,
Hand
cool.
carved wood dragon.
Amazing.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
and in it, new dice that looks like part of it looks like clouds, and part of it looks like hell with green writing and black. So, angels and demons in my dice now. It's really quite cool.
So that is a dirty 20.
Okay, nice. You do it. It's all this experience with riding everything and its dog. You just leap over
Literally.
right onto Penny. She's like right on your back again, and she reaches to the guy and
Flings him out of the wagon.
okay, roll me your strength check to do that.
Sure.
And I'm going to roll his opposing strength check, which is a 15.
Let me say, I think. Okay. Couldn't tell if it was a 15, 16, or an 18. It's 16, so it's a 19.
All right. You do, and he resists, so you don't get him. It's not quite as big of a throw as you might want, but you do manage to pull him away from the components towards the door of the wagon.
Cool.
Okay.
And I kick him, sir.
And you kick him, sir. And then she kicks him from Penny. Ow, Penny, that hurt. Because she's kind of on your back a little bit.
Oh no,
Reach him.
Yep.
All right, and now, do you do any other action? Do you move or anything, or?
I mean,
Well, you
I
did
can-
move. You ran in.
Yeah, I mean, I can get off of Penny and blockade him from moving back into the wagon.
I think you've used all of your move action to also do your
Sure.
attack action and stuff. So I don't think you can do more move action right now. So
I
I'll have to wait
pat
till next
Penny
turn.
on the head.
There you go. Good, Penny. Now, Jasmine, it is your turn.
Can she move in a direction where she could get more than one of them? This is her
absolutely.
last. This is her last stand. She's like,
Yeah,
one
well,
more
'cause
hit. She's pretty
there's-
much done for.
There's
So-
3 of them that are around the body of the
Yeah.
boy, and as you turn and look, you see he's fallen, and
Yeah.
there's only one left on you that isn't, and he's wounded. but they're all kind of in a semicircle. You can't get all of them, but you could probably get the 3 that were on the boy,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
especially now that the boy is
He's
fallen.
down.
He's
Yeah.
laying there with
And that
sightless,
again is making
open
her
eyes.
really, really mad.
Yeah, he was just a simple guy, but he was a good guy.
Okay, so she's going to cast lightning bolt. This is her last
Okay.
thing. And actually she is going to cast it as a bonus action. So she's going to use her last 2 spell points because when she's done with that, she wants to shocking grasp the guy in front of her.
And what was the DC on the reflex?
16.
Okay, none of them make it.
And she gets an
Stupid
extra
dice.
D5, an
Betraying
extra
dice.
5.
Okay, roll
So,
your damage.
38 plus 5.
Okay, yeah. All 3 of them. You guys hear a lightning
Surprise.
blast, and the only person who's back there to see is the one surviving Thorianite that's back there. As the lightning goes out, and you've not really done this before, the smell of the burning flesh from inside as they scream and their skin bubbles, and then they fall to the ground, dead. It doesn't feel very good, but
But it looked real cool.
it looked really dangerous, and but now they're dead, and they're laying there just like the boy. They look the same with sightless eyes.
The guy in front of her that is still attacking her, she reaches out and shocking grasps him.
Okay. And that's the regular action because the lightning bolt was your bonus action, right?
Yeah.
All right. Roll to hit.
Because she doesn't want to be hit again.
I don't
but
blame
if
her.
she is.
right.
Yeah. So that is, and again, she gets that at advantage, I believe. So that was a 21, dirty 21, and this one, 15. So 21.
Okay. Yeah, that hits him. Roll your
Okay.
damage.
Then he takes 16 points of damage.
Okay, he has 1 hit point left. Oh, he's still up, and he looks at you, and he's
Actually, I get to add that extra 5 points, right?
Oh, yes,
because this
you
is
do.
again,
Still
it's a different
lightning.
spell, and
Okay, and it's still
and it's lightning, so that's 5 more points.
Okay, so nope. He looks at you for a second,
Harder.
and he falls off to the ground.
Yeah.
There you go. Dun dun dun. So now you are without enemies that are physically on you. However, the leader is still laying there asleep. He's
Yep.
not dead yet. So you can choose to move.
Can I
Or you
choose
can-
to move forward?
Yes, you're heading towards
I
the
guess
wagon.
I can. Yeah, I mean, he is the one that needs to die.
Oh, well, he's right next to you. You don't need to, because he was coming to hit you. It's a good thing Cross got him, or he was going to hurt you.
Oh, well, I don't have any actions left at this point. I can just
No,
move.
you can
So,
just move.
yeah, someone else will have to take care of him, or I'll wait and just like
Okay.
I am
knock him over the head with my shillelagh.
All right. Next is Grim.
Shillelagh.
Okay, so the guy that I hit is
Uh-huh.
running towards a building to light it on fire, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Again,
Him again. Okay.
come on, dice, don't fail.
Burn, baby, burn. This got we burn now.
That is
Maybe that's what I'll name this
11 plus
episode.
7,
Disco Inferno.
18.
18,
Inferno.
that hits him.
Okay, 2d10.
These are just grunts.
plus
These are not
4.
the hard guys. The leader was the hard guy.
Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 4, 15 damage.
All right. That definitely kills him. As he reaches the building and he falls, but here's the question. Does he fall into the building while he's burning? Because he was on fire. And he does. He sets the building on fire. But he's dead. But this little
And I
building is
turn
on
to the
fire.
other guys and I just look at them like,
Okay.
He props.
I'll do it. I
Uh-huh.
will.
You'll
so
so
do
do it. Well, there is that one on you. Do you move at all?
No.
Okay. All right. And now it is their turn. So what we have is 1 on Grim.
Uh-oh.
You roll a 20. You got a 20.
Or
And
a
he
one.
reaches out and he's like, "You're gonna die for the Thorian." Um, and he swings at you, and he slips on the mud, and instead he spins around and ends up on his ass facing the building behind. It's like he's like, okay, with the one on you,
Forward
Penny.
flies up in the air and lands right into his sternum.
Do I get an attack of opportunity on that?
Yes, you should. That would be awesome.
He's not away from you, so no. But he is kind of on his ass now. Not quite prone. So Penny, what is your AC?
Mine is 14, I think. Hold on one second. Yeah, 14.
Okay.
Actually, hold
So
on.
the guy that Orkilia got to the back of the thing, he
Mhm.
strikes at you, and he does indeed strike you
That's fine.
for a whole whopping. God, these are supposed to be good dice. The last
No,
game
they're
you
not.
rolled 19s and 18s for me for
You stick
everything.
with those for this.
Yeah, this is for a 1 again.
They are great dice. I don't have a problem.
Yeah,
I know
Yeah.
we love
I'm
them.
loving
These
them.
are my
I'm a fan,
skull
yeah.
dice that have skulls in them that were a gift from somebody
Yes,
who
to
clearly
bring
wanted you
death.
guys to survive.
We're
So
quite happy with those. So yeah.
other natural one, the guy he reaches out and he wants to go in and he slips off the back of the stairs and falls on his ass off the back of the stairs outside of the wagon, and he is prone.
Awesome. Perfect.
However, the second one that was outside does indeed set that building on fire. That's on the other side. So now the buildings on either side of the warehouse are on fire. The warehouse, however, that was supposed to be set on fire is not because of the water. And now we have one last blow on Jaswin. What's your AC?
16.
Okay, that does.
I took care of that guy, didn't I?
I thought you'd got the.
Plus
Oh,
5.
yes, you did. You did. You got through that. But there is the one other guy inside, who was outside, whose torch got put out. So there's one guy out as I'm looking at my thing here. So what does he do?
He should run.
She's standing there breathing heavy with her sparks coming from her
On her
fingers,
face.
daring him to come near.
Running is futile. Just give up and die.
He's outside the warehouse.
Run.
And who's out? Grim, you're the only one that's outside of the warehouse right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're the only one that sees this. As he turns to the head of the village and says, "Do something or this is on your head." And then he does indeed run. And since nobody is right next to him because Penny went inside, nobody gets an attack of opportunity. Because he was the
Where was
one
he
who
I have
died.
priorities, okay.
He's leaving the village.
Oh,
He's running. He's going to do his full movement after he shouted at the head of the village. And now we are back to the top again. With only we've got 2 guys left. That's it. 2 guys.
With lots of things on fire.
With 2 buildings on fire. Yep. Just barely on fire, but they're made out of straw and stuff, so who knows how long it will take them to burn.
You think
You're
the
starting
other
to hear.
townspeople are like, "Oh, I'm on fire. Let's put it out."
Yeah, well, and that's what's going to happen. Remember, these are all 6-second increments, and this was just 6 seconds ago. As people had already started coming out of the buildings, and they're like, so we'll see what happens after this. So right now we're back at the top of the rounds, and Penny.
Okay, so the guy who was in the thing with me, sorry, my brain is moving forward.
Yeah, the
He
one that was still
fell.
alive. He fell out of the back of the wagon, is laying on the ground on this past the steps of the wagon.
Can I kill him?
He is prone. Do you have the ability to do that?
I do. I think as a dire wolf. Let's check.
I'm like I said, I'm new to 5e, so I'm not sure what the coup de grace rules are for that.
I don't know. I don't know if I have coup de grace because he's still conscious and prone.
Yes, oh, he is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I can't just kill him, but I'm going to jump down and stand on him and bite him in the head as much as I can, as gory as possible, because Penny is upset
Okay,
because this guy killed one of her friends, motherfucker, and he's gonna fucking die.
Well, he is prone, so I will give you advantage.
Penny armory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Penny angry, Penny smash. Where is my there? I got a natural 20 on the day.
Oh, God.
Okay, so you do actually hit him, and I will, because it is a natural 20 and he is prone, roll me your damage.
Damage.
And we're going to double it, and that will
Sweet.
likely kill him.
I hope so. Okay, if that doesn't kill him, I'll be very sad. So wait, hold on. My brain, I was miscounting completely. 13 multiplied by 2 is something math.
26.
Thank you, 26.
Sure.
Yeah, dead man.
Okay, yes, he is indeed a dead man. They have exactly 25 hit points.
Yes.
And so you see one good strike, and his body like jumps a little bit from the force of the blow, and then it goes still.
Penny takes her mouth and she bites down on his head, and he just
Yep, it's gross.
violence and blood everywhere.
Yeah, blood rippling down the dire wolf. All right, and next is Cross.
Seeing that Penny just obliterated that last person, I did I hear the yelling from outside?
Roll me a perception check. I mean, you were in the middle of combat.
I know, but that's a 19 plus 7.
Okay, yeah, you totally heard it. You don't
I'm
know
going
who
to-
was yelling to who, but you did hear the yelling.
I'm going to book it outside because I heard, yelling going on.
Okay.
And looking, and I'm going to try to look for the last, I don't know it's the last guy, but I'm looking because
To see
there's
what you
nobody
see out
else
there.
fighting inside. So he's just like trying to clean up because he doesn't want anybody getting out.
Okay. When you get outside, as you look this way, you see that building is on fire and the body of one of the Thorians in the fire. You look this way and you see another building on fire and a Thorian who's booked his double movement away.
How far
He's running.
away is he?
Still within arrow reach. It's probably 60
Not
feet.
far enough.
Okay, because I have a 400-foot range, so
Yeah. Oh,
And I
absolutely.
believe he's unaware of you.
Yes, he is because he's running.
that
Get
means
right
I
And
get
then
put-
over across from you see probably the head of the village looking in surprise, two old women coming out, two children and an old man, a couple of mostly it's women and children in here because most of the men are gone right now.
They're about to all get traumatized.
Yes, they
I'm
are.
going to take my sharpshooter action
Okay.
to add that extra damage. Come on, dice, love me. Okay, that's still pretty good. Okay, it's not a crit, but I think it's still gonna hit.
Okay.
So it's still a plus 2. So does a 22 hit?
Absolutely. Their AC is a whole whopping 15,
Just making sure.
except
All
for the
right,
leader.
so that's 10 plus, come on, high number on the D10. That is a 9. And then the 2, that's 9. That's 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus sneak attack, which is, I rolled a 6 and a 4, so that's another 10. So
Okay.
that's 20 because 10 plus for sharpshooter, 10 for sneak attack, 8 because of my that's just my plus damage because of my dexterity, and then I rolled a 9 on the D10.
Okay. I
So
mean,
that's
you guys are
17
guys that
plus
have gone up
20.
against an alchemage. These are just, soldiers, foot soldiers.
So
So what
17 plus 20. So what is that? 37.
he's booking it. He's running as fast as he can in his armor. All of a sudden, the arrow goes, hits him right in the back. You see that moment of just frozen, and then it's like the movies. It's that slow motion, and he's dead.
You Ramsey Boltoned him.
Ramsey Bolton. Oh my god.
Yes. And that ends the battle.
17.
You have one
Oh
living
no,
soldier
no, it does
still
not
asleep.
actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not
Yeah.
over.
He is
So-
asleep.
Yeah, there's a sleeping
Yeah,
leader
I don't
there.
know if Orkilia wants to do something before I do.
Orkilia does
'cause-
want to do something.
Go ahead.
Okay, because Orkilia has to move before you do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just checking all of the people, like who's left in the wagon.
Okay.
Checking on their wounds. I want to make sure that my aunt's not there, et cetera, et cetera.
She is there. She
Okay.
is unconscious.
gets
Like
checked
she
first.
was like. It's clear that they've been slapped around a bit. All of them. All three of the elves are still there. Auntie Mog is there. The little tiny kobold is not there at all. You're not sure if it's because he didn't make the whole thing. Because he was the most injured already. The most tormented of them. The two big ones, which are the ones they tried to kill first, knowing that they would be maybe trouble, the Minotaur and the I said the name before and now I can't remember it. I need more.
Owlbear.
Yeah, the are dead, but the other four are still alive, including the
Cross
child.
also, I was about to say, Cross also wants to know after he wipes out the last or not the last person, but the last conscious person
Mm-hmm.
runs back to the.
We're not doing that yet. It's not his turn yet.
Okay.
All right. So what are you going to do, Orkilia?
She's gonna heal Auntie Mog
Okay.
immediately.
All right.
For 15 points.
Okay. That brings Auntie Mog to consciousness,
Oh,
and she's like, "Is that you? Is that you?" And she reaches up and just with a shaky hand touches your hand where you're touching her. It's my sweet little green girl.
It's me, Auntie.
And it's your turn.
We gotta get everybody out of here. So I'm gonna pick you up. I'm gonna pick everybody else up, and we're gonna get the hell out of here.
That seems like a good idea.
and that's what I do.
Okay. And you start
Come on,
getting
honey.
everybody's chains off of them. That are now on them again. And you realize that they are not the magical chains like the ones you guys took off originally, thankfully. Thank God for Ramiel being willing to take the shocking. And now it is Jasmine's turn.
That captain of this guard, she takes her shillelagh and ends his pain.
Okay.
Yay!
Hit him in the head.
Oh,
While he's
coup de
asleep.
grace. Oh yeah.
Do it.
Okay.
If,
Yeah,
if you would like,
Smoosh.
if you would like, all you have to do is nudge him, and he will awaken in order for him to watch you murder him.
I'm happy to have him look up into my eyes and see
you
that
just like
last
the thing
shillelagh
is, like,
hit.
Wait,
at his
wait,
face.
even
Yeah.
so, if you want, like at the end of my turn, as I poke my head out, like,
I mean, you can wake him up if you want.
No. No, I think I will not do that.
Just gonna kill him.
Yes.
All right, you do. It's an easy hit. Once again, this is your first time killing things
Well, she's breathing really heavy. She's
And-
bleeding in several
and bleeding,
places.
and that adrenaline gets things
Yeah.
going. But that smush of a skull, I'm gonna be graphic here because I can.
Mhm.
Okay, as it crushes his skull. And you can hear the sound of the bone breaking and the squishing, and the blood starts to spurt from his eyes, from around his eyes. And he was already asleep limp, but now it's different. It's almost like whatever animus was there leaves, and it feels both really satisfying, and you're going to have nightmares about it later.
And actually, what she falls to her knees like a little bit away from him and vomits all over the ground there. Like she's just she's
that's we go.
overwhelmed and in pain and disgusted and not happy about any of this.
And at that moment, we go out of combat and initiative, and we will end the game for tonight.
Oh.
You ended the game on vomit. Well done.
Yes.
I
Every
do
GM
wanna
wants to end
say-
the game on vomit.
I do want to make very clear that I have pulled my sword and have it at the guy at my feet's throat,
Mm-hmm.
so he cannot get away.
Okay. Oh, that's right. There's still that one left.
Yeah, the
So-
one who fell down.
That's right. So we have one more round. Grim, what do you do?
Okay, I pull out my sword, step on his hand, and tell him to yield. Yield.
Roll me an intimidate check.
Okay.
That's something you should be good at.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ha.
That's 27, natural 20.
Okay. Not well, you see the pool of liquid come out from underneath him as he drops his sword and looks at you with eyes that are nearly white from terror. And that is where we'll end the game tonight.
Perfect.
On piss. That works too.
Yeah, it's like
Piss and vomit.
Vomit
There we go.
fluid.
All right.
Diced
Thank you
Thespians.
for joining us, everyone. I hope you had fun. I know that we
Thank
sure
you.
do. And so now, next game, we'll be able to find out what happens next and what plot might be afoot.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for showing up.